Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are gathered here today because we're going to be doing a deep dive into the human psyche. I don't know if you guys have seen the sports news lately, but it appears as though this generation of sports fans is unlike any that we've seen before. This is coming from a civilization that had coliseums and people celebrating the mauling of warriors in the middle of the arena. And yet now, in present day society, we have even worse sports goers. And well, I'm sure you guys have seen the Polish CEO who infiltrated the United States World Open tennis tournament and how he snatched a hat from a little kid. But recently, earlier today, a Karen struck, prying a ball out of a poor boy's hands after a father fought hard and tracked down the flight path of the ball. You know, he worked really hard to get that for his kid, and it was all for nothing because Karen, with her entitlement, is worth more than 1,000 kids. So we're going to be comparing and contrasting these two sports fans and see who is the biggest menace, who is more diabolical, more selfish, who did it in more style. Taking candy from a baby is honestly one of the most rewarding and heartfelt things you can do. Because, number one, it's super easy to take candy from a baby because they're tiny. You should be able to overpower them easily. Number two, babies don't need candy. You should just give them sugar in the form of fruit because that's healthier. So if you're giving them candy, you're going to be giving them anxiety because the sugar is just going to go to their brain. They're not going to know how to handle it. So I think that teaching kids the lesson that life is hard and that you don't always get what you want is freaking hilarious, especially when it comes from strangers and it's unjust. So we're going to be comparing these two diabolical humans and giving them metric points based off of their style in which they handled the situation. I don't know if you live under a rock like you're Patrick Star, but if you haven't seen this video, then let's break it down and let's get some context. Look how happy they are. Not a care in the world. Oh my goodness, that is quite the beautiful clip. Oh my goodness. Honestly, a very inspirational video. So he signs the ball, he goes to give the hat to the kid. The CEO grabs the hat. Wait, watch this. Watch this. He gets rid of the evidence. So that is a very good move. This is, everyone take notes. If you're ever committing a crime, get rid of the evidence as quick as you can. Look, his wife is so proud. Oh my gosh, look at that banshee and how happy she is that her spineless worm, look at him. Guys, look at those arms. Oh yeah, look at that little noodle. Dude, she cannot be more pleased with her husband. First come, first serve, right? That's what they believe. Man, taking right out of the boy's hands. But here, listen to his reaction. Listen to the kid's reaction. He's calling for the tennis player's name. No, what are you doing? No, what are you doing? The kid cries. He please, multimillionaire CEO. I'm here with my family. I haven't really got to experience much of the real world yet. I'm super excited. I just got a souvenir from a cool tennis player that I watched live. And the Polish CEO, he's teaching him a real life lesson. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes you don't get what you want. And you know, for that, I actually admire the CEO. Tucks it away. We already covered getting rid of the evidence. Very good plan. Look at that. Look, she's recording. Do you think this ever made it out on her social medias? She's like recording a video with her husband. Look at him. What is that? Is that like a mustache or is it like the the shadow of Satan leaking out of his nose, dude. And why is his nose growing so much? Oh my goodness, look at that, dude. Oh, that's a huge nose. His nose is like 5 times the size of her nose. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. But yeah, do you think that she ended up posting this video of this little boy crying and pleading, please give me the souvenir, please don't take it from me? Do you think that made it in the light of day on her social media? Oh, at least he was nice enough to give the kid his pen back. You know what? That's 10 more points. Honestly, this guy did a really good job. He snatched a cool souvenir from a easy target. This kid, he's freaking out and he's raging. But his cries are drowned out in the crowd. He dispatched of the evidence immediately. He rizzed up his girl in the process of stealing from the child. And then, to seal it all off, he gives the pen back to the kid because he's a kind soul. And stealing is wrong. And to be fair, the hat was never rightfully the kid's in the first place. Honestly, very, very impressive. I am very proud of this guy. I would say his execution was a 10 out of 10. Really quick, really fast. Stored the evidence away. He ignored the problem completely, which de-escalated the problem. At least, you know, at the current moment, he didn't know that he was going to go viral for being a little D-bag Q-tip of a man. But, honestly, very impressive start here. So this is the initial reaction and incident, and now let's do a side-by-side comparison with the Karen, and then we'll kind of break down their apologies, give that a rating as well, and then we'll decide who's the biggest menace. Before we go and break down the Karen, I want to thank everyone who's been watching this video and who has found Heimcraft. I am a small underground indie Minecraft content channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers so I can get monetized. I'm doing pretty good on the watch time. I just do not have any subscribers, and I'm sure as I get more and more viewers, the watch time will go up too. But everyone who likes and subscribes and comments and helps my engagement, I appreciate you guys more than you realize. You're helping me pursue my dreams. Now we are going to be breaking down the lady whose bleach has infiltrated her brain cells, causing them to short circuit and not have the fully developed brain us normal adults have. So, guys, you're gonna have to hear her story. She says the guy takes it from her immediately. Immediately, let's watch. Okay, ready? The ball is right here. Ready? They are all reaching for it. All 3 of them. This guy too. Look, he grabs it. He clearly gets it. She did not have a hand on it. Neither did this guy. This guy was probably closer than she was. He grabs the ball. Proud father, hey, I just got a foul ball. Maybe a home run. Who knows what this was? I don't know baseball. I'm going to go and give this to my oldest son. It's our first baseball game together. I'm just so glad that I could have this moment with you, son. I love you. I'm excited to play catch with you after the game. Man, this is a heartfelt moment. I can't believe I got like a foul ball. This may be my first foul ball I've ever gotten in my 50 years of being alive. I'm sharing it with you, son. This is a great moment. Look at her. Look at her. Where's Waldo with the glasses? But she got dipped into a can of paint, white paint, dude. She wants to be 80 years old, and she basically is with her brain functioning skills. I guess she's accurately depicting her mental decline by showing us her silver hair of an 80-year-old. So kind of a fitting look for her because the noggin upstairs is not really working. So, this guy is jarred. Look at the kids like, what? Whoa, whoa, look. Bro, she just ruined the moment so much that he started shaking. Whoa, whoa. He's ready to punch, bro. He's in fight or flight right now. He doesn't even know what to do with his emotions. He can't even believe that this banshee is shrieking in his face. Sonic boom attacks, deafening, blowing his eardrums. He's turning, literally, look at his eyes. He's back in the primal state of man when we first found fire. This guy is ready to fight for his family. He's ready to defend his son's honor. Look, the bigger man, the kinder soul. Instead of making a fuss out of it, this girl followed him all the way to where his family was, making a scene, making a mockery in front of the crowd, ruining the moment with his son. And she just goes and she demands the ball, and she takes it with force and storms away. So, the Captain Karen and the Polish Power, they both had very different methods about going about stealing from the child. The Karen demanded what was rightfully hers, and she made a giant public scene. And she even pretended that she was the one who had the ball, and the guy took it from her. So, the Polish Power, I honestly think that he actually handled the actual stealing from the child in a better manner, because he did it so swiftly, quickly, and discreetly, and he didn't make a scene. So I think he was a little bit better of a public nuisance in this case, because by just doing it so quickly and ignoring the kid altogether, for him, it didn't feel like anything bad happened. He probably wasn't flustered. He just thought that he made a little power move and that him and his wife were going to get a cool souvenir, and that was going to be the end of it, you know? So honestly, he's just unlucky that it was caught on video, but how the Karen handled it, like, of course she was going to be made a mockery and a fool out of, right? She literally stormed up to a dad hugging his child and freaked him out. Freaked him out so hard he was ready to turn into prime Mike Tyson and spin her jaw 180 degrees. Alright, so the Polish Power is better at actually doing the stealing bit, but how do they handle the public backlash? How do they handle the outrage? Do they apologize? Do they double down? We're going to be analyzing that, and let me just say, the Karen may not have started off so strong, but she is going ham in this sector of the test. So alright guys, I'm pulling out my 3rd grade class level knowledge, and I'm gonna be reading a public statement. I haven't been reading in years, but we're gonna bust out this old tool from the shed, and let's see what the Polish Power had to say after he stole from a child and got caught on video. So, statement from the company's official website. Drogbrock is the company. I'm pretty sure they're like a landscaping company or something. They're based out of Poland. But basically, you might be wondering, why did this guy even respond? He didn't seem to care or respond in the moment. He just ignored the kid. He didn't think he did anything wrong. He turned his back, gave him the cold shoulder, and ignored the child. And it doesn't really make sense that he would come out and address this, but the internet tracked him down, figured out who he was, figured out that he was the CEO of a company, and the public backlash resulted in so much online hate to the company that he had to make a business statement. And so, this is how it reads. Due to the situation that occurred during Kamil Majazaraka's match at the US Open, I would like to offer my sincere apology to the injured boy, his family, all the fans, and the player himself. The injured boy? Is there more to this story than we know about? What did this guy do besides stealing the hat from him? Now he's leaving more questions to be pondered with this vague and weird statement. I made a grave mistake. In the midst of my emotions, amidst the crowd celebration after my victory, I believed the tennis player was handing his cap to me for my sons, who had previously asked for autographs. I think the big thing out of this statement is that he did not mean to take the hat from the child, but in the video, go rewatch the video, he clearly meant to take the hat from the child. He snatched the hat as fast as he could in a blink of an eye, gobbled it up, yanked it from his hand. Quite funny that he was saying that he thought the tennis player was handing over the hat to him for his sons, because in a different CEO response that he had issued, not under the company, it reads as follows: the recent incident at a tennis match has caused a disproportionate online uproar. Yes, how rude of the public to see a full-grown multimillionaire extort a child, which is totally within a CEO's wheelhouse, extorting the weak for more profits and for things that benefit themselves. Oh, how insane that the masses would think that that's selfish and wrong. How strange. What a weird clown world we live in, where there's consequences for your actions occasionally, very rarely. And the fact that it was luckily on video is the only reason that this has happened, that your company's tanked 15%. Let's see. It is a disproportionate online uproar. It's all about the famous hat, of course. The famous hat. Just a silly hat. I took it. Yes, I did it quickly. So he's saying, yes, I took it. So it sounds like if he took the hat, then he knows that it wasn't intended for him. Yes, I did it quickly. Why would you do it quickly and then hide the hat immediately? That's very strange. Almost as though you knew the kid was going to grab the hat and so you wanted to grab it. But as I've always said, life is first come, first served. Okay. I understand that some people might not like it, but please, let's not make a global scandal out of a hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it. So that statement, who is that directed at? The literal child that he stole the hat in front of. If you were faster, you would have it. Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability. All offensive comments, slander, and insinuations will be analyzed for the possibility of taking the matter to court. In the end, chin up, hats off, less venom, more sportsmanship. Hey, don't worry, man. The hats are definitely off because the kid doesn't even have one because you stole it from him. Well done, my man. Two very conflicting statements here. It sounds as though he did know what he was doing. I say this first response kind of fits more in line with his actions in the videos. How he was just snatching the hat super quick. He got rid of the evidence. He ignored the kid. Why would he ignore the kid? If he thought that the hat was for him and his sons, then why was the kid crying out, pleading with him to have it back, and he just ignored him? It sounds like someone doesn't want to take accountability for his worm actions, a little spineless worm. Honestly, the Polish CEO, he didn't really do a good job of handling the situation. Dropping one-liner bars, flexing that first come first serve has like allowed you to be a CEO and like climb your way to the top of the corporate chain, and then like making little remarks about like not knowing that the boy wanted the hat and that if he was faster he would have gotten it. All of that is pretty distasteful and sour. But I guess he kind of had no choice because he was backed into a corner and his company was tanking in share value, and so he had to like make a statement. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you were gonna make a statement, he should have just been super, super remorseful and not say those little one-liners about like hats on or hats off. Like if you were faster, you could have had it. Life's first come, first serve, and then like blatantly lying. Oh, I thought he was handing the hat to me. Like, no, you didn't. You're a liar. Not the best response, but here we're going to be watching someone who owns their degenerate, selfish nature to the absolute bowl of their being. Let's watch this. After stealing the ball from the happy husband and child, let's see, she's right here. We can see from the platinum Q-tip head. Look, so people are booing her, and so what is she doing? She's getting in their faces now, freaking out more people. That's... Okay, guys, you want to know a really cool IQ test that you can just do instantly? You can tell how smart someone is based off of how close they have to get to someone to communicate what they're thinking and feeling. So if someone has to be a couple inches away from you to like get their point across and to talk to you and argue what they think is right, and oh, I think I didn't steal the ball. I think I had the ball in my hand and the guy pulled it out of my hand and he stole it from me. And so I thought it wasn't fair. And so I went and I argued with him to give me the ball back. That's what you have to say. You can say it from across the stair aisle. You do not need to be going and French kissing a stranger while trying to depict your argument. So look, she's shaking her head. She's uprooting the toxic masculinity from the baseball stadium. People are emoting. They're getting crazy. And so, here we go. She walks back. Oh no. This guy, I don't want to say what he does, but she does bad things to him. All right. That's all I'm going to say. You can tell from how she's going around, just raging at all men in the vicinity, that this guy is her punching bag. Oh, she's getting into it with the box seaters now, who probably watched the whole thing and think she's a clown. They're emoting on her. She's flipping out. And now this is where it gets really good. She shows off her prized possession. The man, he's a beta. He's a CUCK. He sits in the corner of the hotel room, okay? He can't even rein in his girl. And he's not, I don't know, does he not feel ashamed that they've all become public nuisances and social media clowns? Does he not feel any grievance? Does he not have any regret picking her as his partner, taking her to this date? Imagine slaving away. You bust out like 10 hours of your work for this date, okay? You bust out $200. I don't know. I don't know how much baseball tickets are. $200 a pop. You're sitting pretty close to the field. And you go and your girl just makes a global mockery of you. And look, she flips off everybody after holding up the ball, non-apologetic. Honestly, a huge power play. She's holding the ball while flipping people off. Hey, look, you guys wish you could have this ball. If only you guys could catch home runs and foul balls as well as I could. Well, guess what? You didn't. You literally begged and screamed at a father and freaked him out and freaked out his kid, and he didn't want to deal with the public nuisance. And so he thought that, giving up the ball was a better solution than having to hear your siren shrieks pierce his ears. So after assessing how the Captain Karen and the Polish Power both handled the backlash, I would say that Captain Karen, her unapologetic nature was really refreshing. It was beautiful. Her middle finger form was really good. Like, you could really feel the rage emitting from her finger. Like, cursed energy and Nen, how you can see it emit off of people. Like, she's like Phantom Troop level, She's basically prime forearm Sukuna emitting curse energy when she raises that finger. I don't want to go near her. I'm scared. The aura she's emitting is too much. I have to stay back. I think it was really cool how she showed off the souvenir that she didn't even rightfully earn, just to really put salt on all of those NPCs in the crowd. All of those people, they don't have a ball. Of course they're jealous of her. She has the freaking ball. She has a souvenir from the game. She got foul ball. She's going to go and get it signed from the players. I'm sure the whole team's going to sign it. #1 fan. I've never seen someone work so hard to get a ball before. But yeah, I think the whole CEO statement, kind of boring, kind of makes him look even more spineless like a worm. Begging, please, please forgive me so I can have my share values back. I have to maximize my profits for the shareholders. How am I going to do that when I can't steal from children at sports events? So, it's really hard. So who is the biggest menace in this arena, in these sports arenas? It is really hard to say. I am going to have to go with the classic, the man to first do it, the Polish Power, the Polish CEO. I think that he is going to just edge it out just because the way in which he went about stealing was just immaculate. You can tell this guy is really good at hiding numbers and committing crimes. He knows how to get away with things and do things discreetly. The Karen, she's kind of like an elephant in a china shop or whatever that freaking a bull in a china shop. Everywhere she goes, she's wreaking havoc. She's drawing attention, drawing hatred. But the way in which the CEO was so discreet and he rizzed his girl up at the same time, It was honestly the perfect and most ultimate combo that I've ever seen. Guys, stealing from kids is not good. Let kids have joyous memories in their childhood. Don't be a cringe adult making everything about you. That is really selfish, really sad. Hopefully, I think I saw that both of the kids in both of these incidents got signed autographs and got to meet with the players one on one in the back, and it ended up being like a beautiful moment. So at least there's some sort of happy ending.